Okay, I need 11 minutes to kill. So for these 11 minutes, I'm gonna yap a little bit about what I think about Fnatic KOI drafts, because I did the same for Fnatic KC. I kind of forgot already half of these drafts, and also this is just a yap. This is just a yap. You have a mod comment. So, quick yap about what I think about these drafts and who won the drafts. This is excluding the gameplay. The gameplay doesn't matter because I'm not watching the games. So, opening a draft of the series is, again, they're playing 15.18, so Yunara are very OP, and these are the bans from Rat side. Actually, did I review these drafts yet? I actually don't remember. Chat, did I review Koi Fnatic, or did I not review these drafts? Because I remember I did KC Koi, but at this point I'm losing track whether I did this or not. Only KC. They're all the same. Yeah, they're low-key all the same. Anyway, so we have Taliyah first pick into Galio Vi. So Fnatic already drafting a very hard engaged team comp. Pantheon power pick. I'm really shocked that Pantheon is not only not first picked but also goes through 1-2. I don't know why these teams do not think that this champion is just stronger than all these champs combined. And then Ambassa on 3. Ambassa, in my opinion, has started to be like a power pick in most of the regions. People do not play Renekton anymore, and even if they do, she outskills. She's just one of the hardest scaling top lane bruisers in the game, and she's like a bruiser which feels like 80 physical damage in the team comp really easily, because sometimes you have like 2 AP and stuff, or like a tank jungle or whatever. I think Ambassa is like a serious power pick, and teams are gonna should start to look like ban more or pick more this champion, because she seems to be just really performing in my eyes. So then we go to 4-5, and they didn't really ban any top laner from what I see here, and so we go into Rexa on 4. This is complete troll by Fnatic, I don't know. Rexa is the biggest bait ever, and my prediction is that Broken Blade is gonna pick Rexa at Worlds and so lose a game like he did with Warwick. I genuinely don't, I just can't get behind picking Rexa. Every single game I watch Rexa, she's just completely useless. The only reason why they're losing or not winning the game is due to Rexa in every case. So, Koi's bottom response is Tristana and Alistar. I actually really like this. I think the Tristana pick is super good this game. First of all, Vi will becomes completely useless because she cannot target Tristana. Second of all, Tristana is naturally a good matchup into Kai'Sa, and people have always played Tristana into Kai'Sa. People just kind of forget this champion is pretty good. Alistar, okay, makes sense. They're good pairing with Tristana, adds CC to the team comp, adds like Taliyah, combo and everything. So Alistar's okay. With Rakan and Nico also being out. So now, for example, Nico could be a tough lane for Tristana Alistar, but Nico's out, right? So that's one lane out. And I think here is where Fnatic completely drops the ball. I know Gragas support is like a Mikiak special, but personally I think this champ is completely useless support. This champion literally needs levels, needs gold, and in support you don't get either. So you are essentially just a useless E-bot, but Gragas E is just like a way worse CC than Alistar or Rel or Braum or any other melee support. So I think the Gragas pick is troll. And this draft is, in my opinion, pretty hard winning for Koi. Even the Taliyah is a lot happier this game compared to Galio, and she will have a lot of value because all this comp gets countered by Taliyah E, and she will just spam in teamfights. So this for me is a hard out draft by Koi. We move to game 2. So we have Koi now on Rat side, and they basically do almost same bans as Fnatic, just Poppy is banned from blue. Not sure, Fnatic seems to have this weird thing going on where they keep banning Poppy from blue, and then they keep doing a random Cassiopeia ban, which happened exactly the same. Casey did exactly the same from blue. Even though Cassiopeia, this is the patch where she's not even buffed, so I don't even know why people think that Cassiopeia is good into Rise. But this Cassiopeia ban is to try to make you think that Rise first pick is a problem, which in my opinion it shouldn't be. So I'm really confused by this ban. So a lot of mids out, the Fnatic naturally pivots into Orianna first pick, which is not a surprise. Koi is just okay. Koi is just okay, we're gonna take what we consider a strong top laner and a strong jungler. Okay, sure. This is where I think the draft blunder already happens. We go Zarakan with no information because they think Zarakan is power pick, but Zarakan is not power pick this early into the Fearless. There's just multiple combos you can play, Trash Aphelios, Lulu, Zarya, whatever. There's so many combos like I mentioned that actually just beat Zarakan. This is just too early. Also, Zara and Rakan are not particularly good into these champs. And also there's not enough information yet to pick Zaya, which is a lot worse champ than Rakan. So I think this is just a massive blunder. What they should have done is just pick top and jungle, and then just waited for bot lane and 4-5 with more information. Complete blunder here. And so KOI goes Yon into Ori, which is like a losing matchup in lane and kind of a scaling matchup. I don't like Yon. I think they should have opted into a mage. Oh, wait, did the champ select refresh? Yeah, I think a mage would be a lot better. I think the problem with Yon is that he just adds no early game to your champ and you have a slow clearing jungler. So I just feel like KOI now has a chance to like hard lose early game. That's why I don't like Yon. I think if you pick any other mage, your game will be a lot more stable and you're completely fine in damage department mix. So we go to 4-5. We have a Sion ban, which makes sense. We have a Aurora ban to empower the Rumble. I feel like people don't even play Aurora that much top, so I'm not sure about this ban. Fnatic decides, we pick Rel on 4 with Alistar being out. Rel is a lot stronger, but there's no Braum ban. I guess it's Rel into Rakan already. So I guess when you look at this team comp, you can't really opt into range support. And they pick Rel to set up the Rumble and Yon ult and Wukong. So the Rel pick actually kind of makes sense from my perspective, and then we go Nocturne or Ornn. So Nocturne this game is okay-ish, I would say. Nocturne, even though he got nerfed, Hexbait is a very OP item on this champion. And he makes having ultimate be like 1 minute cooldown really fast if he snowballs early game and gets that item really fast. And then you have the combo with Ori. So I would say Nocturne is okay pick. Ornn is just what teams naturally gravitate to when like Aurora, Sion are out. So that's like the neutralizing pick into Rumble. And then we have last pick Corki. So overall, I don't think there's a clear Joff winner here. I think both Joffs have their weaknesses. I think Fnatic's comp is probably a little bit easier to execute simply because Yon's early game is going to be a huge issue for KOI. And yeah, I think if Yon pick just gets swapped here and they pick a random control mage, KOI wins the draft, is my feeling. I just don't like Yon. So Fnatic, I think, ended up winning this game, if I remember correctly. And then we go to draft number 3. So again, now this time, Fnatic on red side. The bans are almost identical, with KOI this time banning Poppy from blue. So ban Poppy from blue to first pick Jarvan to set up the Jarvan. Fnatic responds with Xin and Victor. So Xin is a worse champ than Jarvan in every single case, and Victor is just a bad champ. So KOI is pretty happy so far. So this is kind of weird to me. So they think Nautilus is a power pick, so they opt into picking both bot laners instead of matching a mid laner and then another role, which is a bit weird to me. So they're fine dropping mid and finding champs on 4 or 5, but I'm a little bit surprised that they think Nautilus is such a high priority here. Now, Braum is still in the game, so at this point, I mean, Fnatic will surely pick Braum here. Yeah, so I honestly think this is a mistake in draft already, picking now this early with no real value. And this is the second mistake. We picked Lucian, which is not a power pick and is a garbage champion, even though I get it, Lucian Braum pairing. I hate this champ. What should they pick is the answer. I think here, if you are Fnatic, I don't understand why you don't just draft Sivir. She's literally open, not banned in this draft. I mean, okay, there's Jarvan. I guess they want an escape ADC. So if you don't want Sivir, which I guess of Jarvan, then you should just opt into Smolder. Yeah. You have to do Smolder or Sivir. Sorry, Smolder, I guess Smolder, Sivir, Lucian are probably the best champs here. So yeah, I just think Smolder would be better, but whatever, Lucian. KOI goes for Ziggs, good pairing with Jarvan, and pretty good matchup into Victor and Cassante. And then last pick will be a Yorick. So I think Fnatic's comp makes no sense, and the last pick is absolutely useless. Cassante should probably be banned this game. I'm not sure why they're banning Aurelion Sol, which is a horrible champion and not a good matchup into Victor, and Akali, which is also a horrible champion in 2025. I mean, Akali, I guess, because of Braum Zim, but still. In my opinion, the 4-5 was completely blundered here in bans, and Yorick makes no sense because this is not a split push team comp, right? There's no split pushing here, there's only team fighting. Like, this is a 5-5 comp, and this is a 5-5 comp, and you picked Yorick, which is a split pusher. Makes no sense. But obviously, you're kind of limited on picks here, because a lot of tops are out that are pretty good. So, Cassandra should be banned, so they have a lot harder time blinding here. But overall, this is a KOI win in draft department, in my opinion, because I think the Jarvan is just a lot better, the Ziggs is a lot better, and the Cassandra is a lot better. Basically, their top set is just a lot better, I think, this game. And then we go into last game. That was an obvious Gwen pick. Yeah, but Gwen is also like mega nerfed, right? But Gwen would be better than Yorick. So then we go into last game. Fnatic drafts Varus first pick. Varus is not a power pick. Varus is garbage champ. Varus cannot no longer play lethality. Doesn't make any sense to draft this champ under any scenario. I feel like you should just first pick Sivir. Jarvan and Alistar out. Why don't we just first pick Sivir in this draft? Like what? And she can be paired with range supports very easily. I feel like if you want the first pick ADC, just pick Sivir. It's just way better than Jarvan, than Sivir, than Varus in this patch. And then KOI really like the Sion pick because at this point only top laner that's really open. Ryze is also fine. Most mids are out. With Aurora also being banned, Azir being banned. Fnatic opts into Hui. I think it's okay. Kind of like the only choice you have. Trundle for the Sion pillar. A little bit overrated in my opinion. And Trundle after nerfs is like half a champ that he used to be. So we have Ezreal. Not the biggest fan. I think picking Sivir or Jhin would just be a lot better. Naafiri on 4, I kind of like it. When a lot of AD junglers are out, Naafiri becomes pretty good, and Viego. So here your choice is either Viego or Naafiri. These are the best, I think, picks on 4. I would probably opt into Viego, but his choice to go Naafiri. Poppy top lane pick, fine against blocking Naafiri, but doesn't really have any other value this game. And then we also have a Leona, which is... I think Leona Varus is such a weird combo. Sivir is banned. What do you mean Sivir is... Oh, Sivir got banned. I mean, they have first pick, right? So they banned Sivir with Varus first pick, but you know what I mean? Like, they could have just not banned Sivir. Overall, I like the Naafiri. Obviously, a little bit countered by Poppy, but you can't really predict that coming. And the Sun is a lot happier than the Poppy. The Leona is just bad. I think if you need a melee support in the draft, then your draft is just bad, in my opinion. It'd just be better if you paired a different ADC, and then Leona would be either better, or you would be able to opt into a different, like, you could be playing a range support this game easily. Like, imagine like you have Sivir first pick in the draft, and then you have like a Karma here. Like, your draft is just 3 times better, you know? And then last pick, I really don't like this. I'm not sure why MKOI opted into Maokai support. Don't you just pick Bard here? Bard is banned. Okay, don't you just... Karma is also banned. Actually, what are your choices? Actually, this is a hard spot to be in because... I mean, Taric, right? I get that KOI support doesn't play Taric, but this is just a Taric angle. Come on. Taric is insane here. Anyway, those are my drafts here. And I think this draft is slightly skewed towards KOI as well, because I think the Sun will probably be unkillable here. Anyway, I need to join VC.
Don't think I'll stream today.